Hello guys. This is the Orange Hokage here. And today we are doing What If Naruto Went Back in Time with Sakura Part 1. The link of the original creator story is in the description. So let's get right into the story. The Allied Shinobi Forces were fighting against the Jūbi. The former Hokage were helping as much as they could, but with the presence of an immortal Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Bijū, they had their work cut out for them. Madara had kept Hashirama busy while Kakashi was fighting against Obito along with Minato. Hiruzen and Tobirama were helping the Allied forces handle the mini-clones of the Jūbi. The rest of Team 7 that consisted of Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura had summoned their respective summon bosses. The new Toad boss Gamakichi, Oda, the Snake boss, Katsu, the Slug boss. The three summons were working in tandem with their summoners to restrain the main body of the Jūbi and take out as many clones as they could. Naruto was clad in the Kyuubi chakra mode, his father giving him the other half of the fox's chakra, as he used the new abilities granted to him by the other Bijū. Lava-filled Razengans with cursed markings like Shukaku, the Akibis and Rasenshurikens with lava cores were being thrown about liberally, taking out large swaths of clones with every strike. Violet marking covered Sakura as the diamond marking on her forehead glowed violet. Healing in an instant from every injury she suffered. With every punch and every kick, she caused the mini-clones to explode from the inside. Sasuke on the other hand was ripping through his targets with a combination of Kenjutsu and Ninjutsu. Bursts of black flames, waves of powerful lightning and a blade coated in lightning were ripping through the clones. Sasuke easily dodged his opponent's strikes with the help of his Sharingan. As the three ripped through their enemies, the rest of the alliance cheered them on. Following their example, they also increased their efforts in bringing down the clones. Among them, Hiruzen and Tobirama watched on with pride as the three lead the charge. Those three are something else. Especially the blonde-haired one. You have raised some good shinobi, though the Uchiha still gives me an uneasy feeling. Tobirama said as before he released a pressurized jet of water and cut through some of the clones. Believe it or not, but those three couldn't work together at first. The girl was the Uchiha's fangirl, while the blonde-haired boy had a crush on the girl and hated the Uchiha with a passion. It all changed after their first C rank. It became an A rank. That really opened their eyes. It is nice to see they are this powerful and coordinated. Hiruzen said as he crushed another clone with his bow staff. That's good and all. I just hope they are up to the task. If they fail, the world is doomed. Tobirama exclaimed before jumping into a cluster of clones and started ripping through them using the Raijin no Ken. Hiruzen followed his sensei's example and jumped into another cluster, all the while swinging his bow staff with force and precision. The battle continued as the Allied Shinobi Forces worked together to destroy every single mini-clone of the Jūbi, but they were interrupted when the restrained Jūbi suddenly broke out of its restraints and started gathering chakra to form a Bijūdama. The massive Bijūdama caused everyone to shiver in fright. The resurrected Hokage started forming a collaboration barrier that should stop the devastating attack, only for Madara and Obito to interrupt. Naruto and Kurama went into Bijū mode, created their own Bijūdama, and launched them towards the approaching one. With a massive effort, they were able to deflect the Jūbi's attack only to see another one approaching. The whole of the Allied Shinobi Forces watched with morbid curiosity and fear as the ball of death closed in upon them. As they watched on, Naruto and Kurama were called into the joint mindscape to talk with Bijū. "What do you guys need?" Naruto asked with annoyance as he paced about. Kurama just watched Naruto along with the Bijū. After a few moments, Kurama finally had enough. "We may have a way to save everyone, Naruto," Kurama said, getting Naruto's attention. "What do you mean, Kurama? Do you have a way to stop or deflect the Bijūdama?" "Not exactly. There is a jutsu father created that will allow the user to send back himself along with one other person to the past. Then you will be able to change events in the past. That is the only way to do this. Either you will have to prevent the Akatsuki from getting their hands on us, or you will have to defeat Obito before he resurrects the Jūbi. With me being sealed within you, I will return with you. With the other having entrusted a bit of their chakra to you, when we meet up with them, we can give them their memories of this timeline. That's great. What are we waiting for? Naruto asked with annoyance. There is a catch, Naruto. This is a one-time deal. You will not be able to use the jutsu again, so you will have only one try to fix everything. We want you to take back your pink-haired teammate with you. Kairabi and Juki will keep the Jūbi's Bijūdama at bay while you use the jutsu. Do you understand? Sure thing, Kurama, but I will go alone. I do not want to put such a heavy burden on anyone but myself. I will do whatever it takes to prevent this from happening again. Naruto exclaimed with determination. I will support you as well, Naruto. Make sure to teach Madara and Obito the consequences of disturbing the peace. Kairabi said with a grin, not even rapping once. Naruto nodded as he fist-bumped with Kairabi before they vanished from the mindscape. Sasuke had summoned his Susanoo and was firing arrows of black flame as he tried to shift the trajectory of the approaching Bijūdama. Beside him, Kairabi was in Bijū mode, firing a barrage of Bijūdama as well, trying to slow down the approach of the massive ball of condensed chakra. Everyone looked on hopelessly as the ball kept approaching, barely slowing down. At the front, right behind the two behemoths, Naruto was kneeling on the ground. He was in Kyuubi chakra mode, going through hand seals. Just as he was about to finish the seals, he felt Sumion's eyes upon him. Looking up, he saw Sakura watching him with curiosity. Don't worry, Sakura-chan. I will make sure that I stop this even if it is the last thing I do, Naruto said, causing Sakura's eyes to widen in shock. He can't be thinking about sacrificing himself, can he? The pink-haired medic thought to herself as a sad smile formed on her blonde-haired teammate's face before it became completely stoic. Something she once considered impossible. She watched as a cloak of violet chakra covered Naruto as he continued with the hand seals. Even though she was not a sensor, she could sense the massive amount of chakra Naruto was producing. She knew that he would not survive if he used that jutsu. Without thinking, she launched towards Naruto and clasped her hands around his neck, her body pressing into Naruto's back. Don't, Naruto. I don't know what I will do if I lost you, Sakura said just as Naruto finished the jutsu. Ninpo, Kako no Yurei, Naruto said, causing Sakura to start in surprise before both of their visions black out as a massive wave of chakra erupted from their position just before the Bijūdama struck the Allied Shinobi Forces and wiped them out of existence. A pair of jade-green eyes opened to see a wooden ceiling. The owner sat up and looked around in shock. She realized she was in her old bedroom, one that was destroyed along with the rest of Konoha when pain attacked. Looking at the mirror on her dresser, she came face to face with a younger version of herself. Thinking that she was in a genjutsu, she gathered her chakra and released it in a burst in hopes of releasing the genjutsu. To her shock, the world did not even waver. What? This cannot be right. Am I dreaming? No, that cannot be right. The last thing I saw was Naruto using some kind of jutsu. I jumped on his back screaming for him to stop and that I do not want to lose him, and then he said the name of some kind of jutsu and then my vision went blank and I woke up here. Did I dream all of it up? Sakura thought to herself before shaking her head. That cannot be right as well. I can feel my chakra still at the level it was when I fought the Jūbi and I still have the influence on my forehead. The jutsu Naruto used must be the key to my situation. What was the name of the jutsu again? Oh, right. It was Ninpo, Kako no Yurei. Sakura hummed out, Ghosts of the Past. Interesting name, Does it send the user back to the past, or more accurately merges the soul and chakra of the future self with the past self? If it does, then did I interrupt the technique so I came back as well? I need to find Naruto and ask him about the damn jutsu. I hope he came back as well, or I will have to do it alone. Sakura exclaimed in annoyance. When I see that baka. Sakura, are you alright? Sakura heard her mother Mebuki call from downstairs. I am fine, Mom. Just a bad dream, Sakura said with a bit of a grimace. She hated lying to her parents, but telling that she was from the future was not an intelligent thing to do. No, she would keep that information close to her chest until she met up with Naruto and understood what really happened. Then hurry up and get ready. You don't want to be late for your graduation exam, do you? Mebuki called, causing Sakura's eyes to widen in shock. Looking at the calendar above her bed, she saw that it really was the date of her graduation exam. Getting out of her bed, she used a kunai to cut her hair, took a short shower, and donned her red kapau and black shorts. She wrapped medical tapes around her right thigh and then tied her shuriken holster on it. She checked herself on the mirror for a moment before nodding. I need to get a medical supplies bag and see how good my jutsu is before team assignments, but first the exams. Sakura exclaimed to herself before rushing down to the dining room. Mebuki looked up to greet Sakura good morning, only to stop short at her daughter's new look. Sakura-chan, you have cut your hair? That's right. I decided to stop chasing after Sasuke and start taking my career seriously. Having long hair would only causing me problems. Can you give me big breakfast as well? I have been reading a few medical books and saw that dieting would only make me a poor kunoichi. Sakura said with a smile, getting a smile from her mother. That's wonderful, dear, and good morning. Mebuki said as she happily gave her daughter a larger portion of breakfast. Morning, Mom. Itadakimasu, Sakura said, clapping her hands before digging in. Within minutes, Sakura had demolished her breakfast. It was great, Mom. I will see you later, and with a hit I ate on my forehead. Sure you will, dear, good luck. Mebuki said as Sakura put on her shinobi sandals and ran out of the house. Mebuki stared at the receding back of her daughter with pride. She finally became serious, huh? Mebuki turned to see her husband, Kaizashi, standing behind her. She just nodded with joy. That's good. I was afraid we would be getting the news that she failed the True Genin test, or that she died on a routine bandit extermination mission because she didn't take being a shinobi seriously. I am happy she has finally gotten over the Uchiha. He didn't seem too stable the last time I saw him. Kaizashi nodded in agreement before turning to head into the house, Mebuki following him. Naruto woke up to the sight of his old apartment. The one he had not seen since he became the hero of the Leaf. Getting up, he walked into the bathroom and stared at his reflection on the mirror. He was a younger version of himself staring back. After a moment, he grinned. He had done it. He had come back. Now he only needed to know when. Quickly finishing his morning ablutions, Naruto walked into his bedroom and stared at the calendar he kept there. Seeing the date, he panicked. What? It's graduation day. What should I do? Naruto exclaimed in horror. He had not planned to go back this far. He wanted to go back to the day of the bell test. Now he was a week before his target date and he had to go through everything with Mizuki again. Stop panicking, Gaki. Just pass with the Kage Bunshin and say that you learned it from seeing a Jonin or Anbu using it once. It's a common technique, though forbidden, so no one will think much of you learning it through imitation. Thanks, Kurama. You are a lifesaver, but what will we do with Mizuki? Now that I think about it, you can pick up a few more jutsu from the Forbidden Scroll. Why not let it play out as it did last time? You may not have the same physical condition as you had in the future, but your chakra levels and control is still at the same level. Then you have your Senjutsu to rely on. I am also with you, partner. You are not alone like last time, nor are you useless. You can play off your sudden increase in skill as playing possum until now. After all, a shinobi's greatest weapon is deception. That's a brilliant idea, Kurama, thanks. You better have breakfast and head out now. Naruto looked at the clock and saw that he only had an hour to have breakfast and then get to the academy. Nodding his head, he quickly prepared a cup ramen and had it for breakfast. He took a quick shower and then walked out wearing a small towel around his waist. Opening his wardrobe, he saw his orange tracksuit. He was about to take it out when a sealed box caught his attention. Taking the box out and placed it on his bed. Where did I put my ninja pouch and kunai holsters again? Naruto said as he searched his bedroom for his equipment. It took him a few minutes, but he finally found them under the bed. Huh. How did they get there? Oh well, at least I found them. Taking out a kunai, he channeled a bit of futon chakra into the kunai, causing a pale blue edge of chakra to form around the blade. With a single swipe, Naruto cut through the tapes on the box. Placing the kunai back in its holster, Naruto opened the box to reveal an Anbu-style dress complete with a mesh shirt and pants, a custom burnt orange flak jacket, black boots and a red haori with yellow lightning at the bottom. On top of the clothes was a pair of black equipment pouches, a dark red sealing supplies bag with a set of books for learning beginners, intermediate, advanced, and master-level Fuinjutsu written by his mother and father. Finally, there was a small scroll. Opening the scroll, Naruto began to read. Dear Naruto, I hope that you are doing alright. Sorry for not meeting you face to face yet. Let me introduce myself. I am your godfather, Jiraiya, the Gama-sanin. I am the spy master of Konoha's spy network, so my work takes me all around the world. I never stay at a single place for long. I would have loved to raise you, but raising a child on the move is wrong. I heard from the sensei that you are taking the graduation exam for the 3rd time. I expect you to pass even if you are the dobi of the class. I was the dobi as well, but now look at me, the strongest of the sanin. I will be home for the first time since before you were born within the year. I plan to meet you then. I have so much to tell you. In this box is a new uniform for you to wear on your graduation exam. There are books on Fuinjutsu and a sealing supplies bag. Start out small. I am told by my summons that you like orange. I hope that you like flak jacket and the haori. Your parents used to wear similar clothing. They were masters of Fuinjutsu. I hope that you like my gift as much as you like the wallet I sent you. Always stay true to your heart and remember, being a shinobi means to endure. Your absentee godfather, Jiraiya. P.S. This should reach you on the day of the graduation exams. So good luck, kid. Make your parents and me proud. After finishing the letter, Naruto started to cry. His master and godfather had always looked after him, sending him gifts and looking out for him, and because of his impatience, he never knew. How did he even miss the box? He didn't know, but just believed that last time, he was too excited planning and executing the prank, so he must have missed it. Letting the towel fall to the ground, Naruto was about to pull on a pair of black boxers when Sakura appeared in his bedroom in a shunshin. Both dumbly stared at each other for a few tense moments before Naruto screamed and fell over while trying to pull up his boxers. Sakura just shook her head and turned around. Get dressed, Baka. Then we need to talk. The pink-haired medic said, causing Naruto to stiffen before quickly donning his boxers. Standing up, he quickly put on the clothes Jiraiya gave him. I am done. You can turn now, Naruto said as he zipped up the flak jacket. Sakura turned to see Naruto wearing Anbu-style black pants, black undershirt over mesh armor. His flak jacket left slightly open in the chest with his haori on his shoulders. Black boots with his pants tucked into them, The two black equipment pouches tied to the outer side of each thighs, the sealing kit hanging from the left side of his waist. The goggles he wore kept his long messy hair from falling on his face. "You look handsome. If you let your hair grow out a bit and pull it up in a ponytail, you will look just like your father," Sakura said, causing Naruto to blush in embarrassment but grin in joy. "Thanks Sakura-chan, but why are you here? How did you get here?" "I jumped on your back just as you finished your jutsu. Gomen, but I think that I caused you to mess up," Sakura said with a slight lowering of her head. "Not really. Kurama actually wanted me to bring you back anyway. I just didn't want to burden you." Sakura seethed at that. She was not some wallflower that needed protection, she was the apprentice of the Orange Hokage, Senjutsu Style. She did not need protection. "Who do you think you are, Naruto? Are you worse than scum? You would abandon me just so that you will not feel guilty of burdening me when I could help. I am a proud Konoichi of Konoha. I will endure anything to see Konoha keep standing. Even if I have to kill Sasuke myself, therefore stop being so selfish and let me help you. You have protected everyone enough times. Let me protect you for a change." "But that won't happen now. We can save Sasuke and you can be with him," Naruto said with a bitter grin that did not go unnoticed by the pink-haired girl. Inside her heart, she felt sad at Naruto's final words. "That's right, but we have to pass the graduation exam first. I just wanted to ask you what you would do. Will you let it play out like last time? I read the report when I was helping Tsunade-sama with filing some of the old mission reports." Naruto nodded in agreement. "We shouldn't change much yet. I can even squeeze out a few more jutsu from the scroll this time. They may be helpful in the long run." Sakura nodded in agreement. "That's a good idea. So what is your plan on explaining away our sudden increase in skill?" Kurama suggested that we say that we were holding back in the academy. After all, deception is the greatest weapon for shinobi. We were just following that saying. Sakura nodded in agreement. "What about your sudden change in clothes? They were here last time as well. I had just missed them in the commotion of the prank. Since I did not pull the prank this time and since I have better observation skills now, I saw the box they were in. They are a gift from Uro-sennin. It seems that he is my godfather. He also sent me Gama-chan. Alright, now how about we head to the academy? After the exams, I will head home and wait until nightfall before sneaking out and meeting you at the cabin Mizuki will suggest. When Ruka-sensei finds us, we can say that we were training like usual. That will throw off a bit of suspicion from everyone about our skills. They will think that we did that regularly and that the cabin is our meeting place. I can help heal you and Ruka-sensei, if either of you gets hurt. What do you say?" "That's fine. We may not have our physical abilities on par with our future bodies, but our chakra abilities are the same. I still have access to Kyuubi Chakramoto and Senjutsu." Sakura nodded in agreement just as Naruto's alarm clock rang, showing that they had less than 15 minutes to get to the exam. Panicking, both of them vanished in a swirl of leaves. "Huh? Where is Forehead? I thought she would be here by now?" Ino said before seeing an empty seat beside Sasuke. With a squeal, Ino quickly took the place before anyone else could. "Good morning, Sasuke-kun. Are you ready for the exam?" Sasuke just kept staring out of the window, ignoring Ino when he saw Naruto and Sakura appear in swirls of leaves onto opposite branches of a large tree standing tall in the middle of the training field. Sasuke just raised an eyebrow in surprise at Naruto and Sakura's new fashion sense, well, more on Naruto's new clothes and Sakura's new haircut. He saw the two look about before jumping down to the ground and making their way into the academy. "That's surprising. I did not think those two had such skills." Their demeanor showed glimpses of an experienced shinobi. The same demeanor I had seen in all the ninja from my clan. I better keep an eye on them. Oi forehead. What is with the new hairstyle? Are you trying to impress Sasuke-kun? Then you were failing. Ino screamed when she saw Sasuke stand up. Turning her head, she saw Sasuke staring at Naruto and Sakura with an unreadable expression on his face. What's wrong, Sasuke-kun? Sasuke grunted before he vaulted over the bench and landed right in front of the two. You two have been hiding your skills, Sasuke stated, getting surprised looks from everyone in the classroom. Sakura and Naruto started in surprise before Naruto spoke up. So what? What does that have to do with you? Sasuke narrowed his eyes for a moment, sizing them up. After a few moments of tense silence, the Uchiha nodded to himself. I want to know how you got this strong and why would you hide your skills? I always ate my spinach. It helps gain great strength, Naruto said with a mocking grin, causing Sakura to stifle a laugh. Sasuke stared in shock at Sakura's different behavior. Normally she would have come to his unneeded aid, screeching. This time, it seemed that she was laughing at him. This caused his interest in her to increase. Naruto Baka, tell Sasuke-kun how you got this strong. All of Sasuke's Fang Earls excluding Ino screamed. The Yamanaka stared at Sakura and Naruto with surprise and suspicion. From the other side of the room, the pale eyes of the Hyuga stared at them with a frown gracing her usually serene face. A ninja never reveals their hand to even their comrades. How we got this strong doesn't concern anyone but ourselves, Sakura said, getting strange looks from all the clan heirs. What? Don't you hate Naruto? One of the civilian family kids asked, getting a laugh from the pink-haired medic. Not really. I just do not like his idiotic behavior and him asking me for dates all the time. Other than that, he is a good friend. Though he can be a moron at times, he is still someone precious, Sakura said, getting shocked looks from everyone including Sasuke. Since when did you two become so chummy? Kiba asked with a frown. Akamaru yipped in agreement with his master. We have been friends for years now. We just kept it hidden. Now that we are about to become genin, we decided to reveal our true selves. Any more questions? Everyone get back to your seats. Ruka-sensei and Mizuki-sensei is here, Naruto suddenly said, causing everyone but Sakura and Hinata to look at him with skeptical looks. Just as Ino was about to refute him, Ruka and Mizuki walked into the room. Alright everyone, get to your seats. The graduation exam starts in 10 minutes. Ruka said, causing everyone to scramble for his or her seats. And Naruto, you look good. Why didn't you ever wear these clothes before? Because they were a gift I received this morning. I like them, so I decided to make them my official ninja clothes. Ruka nodded as he and Mizuki started handing out the tests. Sakura, Naruto, and Hinata were sitting on the same bench at the back of the classroom. Hey Hinata, good luck with the exam, Naruto said, causing her to blush and stutter. Thanks Naruto-kun, good luck as well, Naruto just nodded as he took the paper Mizuki handed him. Alright everyone, you have 1 hour to complete your written exam. Any cheating and you will fail. Now start, Ruka said, causing everyone to turn over their papers and start writing down their answers. Alright everyone, now we shall do the physical exams. There will be a Taijutsu spar, an obstacle course, and Shuriken Jutsu test. For the Taijutsu spar, you will have to survive for 5 minutes sparring with one of the Chunin sensei or knock your sensei out. To pass the obstacle course, you have 3 minutes. For Shuriken Jutsu, 5 kunai and Shuriken will be handed to you. You will have to have a minimum aggregate score of 6 to pass. Now as I call your names, please come up, take your shot at the obstacle course, Ruka said before he started calling name in alphabetical order. After Ino did her run, Ruka decided to post the top 3 scores. Now at 3rd place with a time of 1 minute 10 seconds is Haruno Sakura. Good job Sakura. This is the best time you have done yet, Ruka said, causing the girl to blush at the praise. Now at second place with a time of 1 minute 7 seconds is Inuzuka Kiba. A bit slower than usual, isn't it, Kiba? Ha ha ha, I am trying to save my stamina for the Taijutsu exam, sensei, Kiba said with a laugh. Now at first place with a time of... that cannot be right? Are you sure you wrote it down right, Daikaku Dano? Hiruka Dano. Though it is surprising, it is true. I checked the stopwatch for errors. I even made him redo the obstacle course. He finished it in less time by at least a second, Daikaku said with subdued tone. Alright, in first place with a time of 19 seconds is Uzumaki Naruto, Ruka said, getting shocked expressions from everyone. Congratulations on breaking the previous top 3 records, Naruto, by 6, 7 and 7.5 seconds. Thanks, Ruka-sensei, Naruto said with a grin. Whose records did he break? Sasuke asked, getting nods from everyone except Sakura. 26.5 seconds, Hate Kakashi. 26 second, Uchiha and 25 seconds, Namikaze Minato, the Yondaime Hokage. Ruka said, getting even more shocked expressions from everyone. Alright everyone, let's move on to the Shuriken Jutsu test. Everyone had lined up in 3 lines with a teacher supervising each of line. Sakura and Naruto were standing at the end of the line supervised by Ruka. They were waiting for the rest to complete their turns. Over the course of the test, most of civilians barely scrapped a 6 while the clan heirs averaged at 7. When it was Sasuke's turn, he did a perfect 10 with Hinata doing an 8. Finally, Sakura's turn came up. Here you go, Sakura. 5 Shuriken and kunai. For bonus point, you can try to hit all the vitals in a single throw, Ruka said as Sakura picked up 5 Shuriken and threw them at the same time. To everyone's shock, all of them struck the training dummy at vital points. What surprised the Chunin sensei were the splinters of wood that were expulsed wherever a Shuriken struck. One of the Chunin examined the dummy and sensed traces of Doton chakra in them. After replacing the dummy, Ruka motioned for Sakura to continue. Just like before, Sakura threw the 5 kunai at the same time, causing the exact same result. She got a perfect score along with a bonus. Naruto, it is your turn. Then we can get to the Taijutsu exam, Ruka said as he handed Naruto his Shuriken and kunai. Just like Sakura, Naruto also threw his Shuriken and kunai simultaneously, but charged with Futon chakra. To everyone's shock, the Shuriken and kunai punched through the dummies and then through 3 trees before finally embedding into the wall of the academy. A perfect score, Naruto, and AA bonus for the use of Futon chakra flow technique. Now, let's head to the Taijutsu exam, Ruka said as the group followed their sensei to the next exam. The Taijutsu exam was a simple affair. Many did not do well, barely surviving the required 5 minutes. The clan heirs were able to last an average of 7 with the exception of Shikamaru, who forfeited in 5. When it was Sasuke's turn, the fight lasted for nearly 9 minutes before Sasuke defeated Mizuki with a well-placed sweep kick that caused Mizuki to fall out of the ring. When it was Naruto's turn, Mizuki had a malicious grin on his face. None but Naruto and Sakura spotted that, but Naruto just grinned in anticipation. Closing his eyes, Naruto created a bit of Senjutsu chakra and waited for Mizuki to attack. If you keep your eyes closed, you will fail, Naruto. Mizuki mocked, only for Naruto to reply, that is if you can hit me. Everyone stared at Naruto in confusion. Sakura just stared hard at Naruto and gasped when she saw light orange markings around Naruto's eyes. He's using Senjutsu. If you really want a beating, then I will be happy to oblige, Mizuki said before charging towards Naruto with a haymaker right at his face. Everyone believed that Naruto would lose in an instant, only for the blonde-haired boy to dodge Mizuki's punch with ease. For the next minute, Naruto kept dodging everything Mizuki threw at him. Jumping over kicks, moving his body and head out of the path of body strikes. The spar seemed like a well-choreographed fight sequence in movies. When 1 minute finally ended, everyone could see Mizuki was panting from exertion with Naruto calmly facing him. "How? What do you mean, Mizuki-sensei?" Naruto asked with a mocking grin. His eyes still closed, the strange orange markings slowly fading away from around his eyes. "How are you dodging everything I am throwing at you without looking? Even when I am going all out against you," Mizuki screamed in anger only for Naruto to laugh. "Then you must be a poor ninja. Good night, sensei." "What?" Mizuki asked in surprise when Naruto suddenly appeared in front of him and tried to punch him in the face. Mizuki barely dodged a fist, when an invisible force struck him. With a strangled cry, Mizuki was launched out of the ring and into a tree. Ruka rushed towards the downed Mizuki and checked him over. Seeing that Mizuki was only knocked out, Ruka motioned for a couple of students to take Mizuki to the infirmary. "Naruto, I want to ask you something and I want you to be truthful. How did you dodge all of Mizuki's attacks and how did you throw him out of the ring when you missed? If you used any ninjutsu, I will have to fail you. If you lie, then I will fail you as well. Ninja sparring is a sacred ritual. I will not have you sully it," Ruka said with a grim expression. "I manipulated my chakra into an invisible cloak around me. It allows me unprecedented sensory abilities. With the sensory abilities, I can predict my opponent's next move. I can also manipulate the cloak to hit my target if I miss. That is what happened. If I had used enough chakra, Mizuki-sensei's face would have been smashed in," Naruto said, getting shocked expressions from everyone except Sakura. "He is telling the truth, sensei. I saw the cloak of chakra around him with my Byakugan." Everyone turned to see Hinata speaking while blushing. Ruka stared at Hinata for a moment before nodding. "All right, Naruto, you pass. You have developed that dangerous taijutsu style, unless someone taught you, though I doubt it. It seems similar to the Yondaime Raikage's Raiton chakra mode, just with neutral chakra." "Thank you, Ruka-sensei," Naruto exclaimed with a happy grin. "Everyone, please listen up. You will have an hour of recess before we call you back into your classrooms for your ninjutsu exam. Rest up, have lunch, and prepare. I wish all of you the best of luck," Ruka said before he and the rest of his colleagues vanished in swirl of leaves. Naruto was about to leave when Sasuke blocked his way. "You need something, Bam? Tell me about your taijutsu style dobi. I need such a technique for my goals," Sasuke said with a menacing glower only for Naruto to release a bit of his killing intent on him. When Naruto's killing intent hit the Uchiha, he froze in fear. Sasuke saw himself dying in various ways. After a moment, the pressure subsided, causing the Uchiha to pant out, "What was that? A bit of killing intent and you are reduced to a shivering mess. Though the Uchiha were elites," Naruto mocked, causing all of Sasuke's fangirls to screech at Naruto. Naruto directed a bit of his killing intent on them, reducing them to blubbering messes. "Now let me tell you something, Uchiha Sasuke. A ninja does not give away his or her secrets. As to you learning my taijutsu style, you do not have the chakra requirement to perform it. The only ones in Konoha who can learn my style is Hokage Gigi and a few of the top jonin we have. Other than that, no other person, let alone a soon-to-be Jinin, has enough chakra to learn the style without dying. Now stop bothering me. If you truly want to become stronger, then meet me on top of the Yondaime's head, tomorrow at dawn." With his piece said, Naruto vanished in a swirl of leaves as well. Sasuke just grunted before he walked away from the group. "Welcome everyone. As we call your name, please enter the room for your ninjutsu exam. Till then, I ask that everyone stay outside," Ruka said, getting nods from everyone. After everyone left, Ruka started calling names alphabetically. After half an hour, they called for Naruto. "Alright Naruto, show us your henge." Naruto nodded and transformed into the Yondaime Hokage, shocking the glowering Mizuki and serious Ruka. Both Chunin took care to note the resemblance between Naruto and the Yondaime Hokage. Is he related to the Yondaime? I must ask Hokage-sama about this. Ruka thought to himself while he nodded in satisfaction. "Alright Naruto, now show us the Kawarimi. Please substitute with one of the chairs in the classroom," Mizuki said as Naruto dispelled his henge. Without the use of hand seals, Naruto substituted himself with the farthest chair from his position and back, causing Ruka to clap with happiness. "Great job Naruto, and a seal-less jutsu as well. For that, you will be awarded a bonus. Now show us your Bunshin no Jutsu. Create at least 3 clones," Ruka said, causing Naruto to panic for a moment before nodding and performing the basic Academy Bunshin no Jutsu. To both his and his teacher's surprise, 10 clones came into existence, out of which 3 were alive while the rest were dead. What happened? I thought I did it right," Naruto asked in confusion. "This is a unique case. I do not think such a thing has happened before. You succeeded in creating the required 3 clones right, but the rest you created are dead. How much chakra did you use Naruto?" Ruka asked with a confused expression. "The barest minimum I can." "Why, what happened?" Naruto asked with confusion and dread. "Naruto, I want you make the Ram seal and channel as much chakra as you can. I want to test something," Ruka exclaimed with Mizuki giving off an irritated aura. Naruto nodded and started channeling as much chakra as he could without tapping into Kurama's chakra. Around him, a huge aura of blue chakra formed as cracks appeared on the floor under his feet and around him. A strong wind formed as well, causing Ruka and Mizuki to shout at him to stop. Outside, all of the genin hopefuls along with the Hokage felt the massive chakra signature. "What's emitting such a massive chakra signature? It's centered on the academy," Hiruzen thought before he stood up. "Anbu, I am going to the academy. I want you 4 to be ready for anything," Hiruzen said before he along with his hidden Anbu vanished in swirls of leaves. After Naruto stopped channeling his chakra, he looked around to see the devastation that had happened. He sheepishly rubbed the back of his head as he saw the cracks on the floor and the chairs closest to him lying broken on the ground. "I think I see what the problem with your Bunshin is Naruto. You have excessively much chakra to perform the Academy Standard Jutsu. I will say that you have good chakra control for the size of your reserve though. The jutsu should have failed completely instead of being a partial success," Ruka said just as the Hokage and his Anbu entered the classroom. "Hokage-sama!" Ruka exclaimed as he and Mizuki stood up. "Hey Gigi. How you been?" The Hokage nodded a greeting before surveying the scene. He carefully observed the carnage and the traces of chakra left from Naruto's previous show. After a moment, he nodded to himself. "What happened Ruka? Who was the source of such dense chakra?" "Ano Hokage-sama, it was Naruto. After he performed the Bunshin no Jutsu, we saw that 3 were perfect while the rest 7 were dead. After thinking about it, I asked him to make the Ram sign and channel as much chakra as he could. The chakra signature you felt was the result of Naruto following my order." "Your thoughts on the result?" "I conclude that he has as much, if not more chakra than you Hokage-sama. He will never be able to perform the Bunshin no Jutsu satisfactorily. He will need a more chakra-intensive Bunshin to pass, probably an element-based one," Ruka reported with Mizuki nodding in agreement. "Alright then, Boo, to get me a chakra litmus paper. We shall see what type of Bunshin Jutsu young Naruto-kun has an affinity to," the Hokage commanded, causing the pig-masked Anbu to vanish in a swirl of leaves. Turning his attention Naruto, Hiruzen was surprised at the boy's new attire. "You look like a shinobi Naruto-kun. When did you get it?" My godfather sent it to me this morning through his summons, along with these books on Fuinjutsu co-written by Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato. Nijiji, I was meaning to ask. Have I any relation to Uzumaki Kushina? She wrote that some of the theories she was writing were used by her clan. Hiruzen started at what Naruto had asked. Even the Anbu, Ruka, and Mizuki were attentively listening to what he would say. After a moment, Hiruzen sighed, "You are related to her. After all, she was your mother. I had plans to keep it secret until you made Chunin. Kumo had an unhealthy interest in her and her lineage. I feared that if they knew that you were her son, they would try to abduct you as well." Naruto nodded with a happy expression on his face. "So Kumo has tried to abduct a clan heir before the Hyuga incident?" Ruka said before he blushed in embarrassment at Hiruzen's attention. Seeing the fidgeting Chunin, Hiruzen just nodded before turning his attention back to Naruto. The Uzumaki clan was distant cousins of the Senju clan. They had their own village, Uzashioge no Sato. We were allies through the marriage of the Shodai Hokage and Uzumaki Mito, the then heiress of the clan. Mito-sama was your mother's great-aunt. You have inherited their will, Naruto-kun. To the best of my knowledge, you are the last of the Uzumaki, just as Sasuke-kun is the last of the Uchiha. Just let your heart guide you and you will honor your clan. They were people who followed their hearts after all." Hiruzen said just as Buto walked into the room dragging Yamanaka Ino and Inuzuka Kiba with him. "Hokage-sama, these two were eavesdropping on what you were talking about and here is the chakra litmus paper," Buto said as he let go of the two and handed Hiruzen the sheet of chakra litmus paper. Hiruzen nodded before turning to the two genin hopefuls. "What you two heard are A-class secrets. As you have heard, Naruto-kun's life would be in danger if word got out. Speak without Naruto-kun's or my permission and you will be imprisoned," Hiruzen said with a glare causing the two to shiver in fright and vigorously nod in agreement. "I don't think Kumo would try such a thing again. Not after failing both of their previous abduction attempts. Gigi. There is no need to keep it secret any longer," Naruto said, causing Hiruzen to look at the blonde Jinchuriki in a new light. After thinking for a moment, he nodded. "All right, Naruto-kun, take this paper and channel some of your chakra into it. What happens to it will reveal your chakra affinity." Naruto silently nodded his head as he took the paper and channeled his chakra into it. To his surprise, the paper tore into quarters with each quarter having a different reaction. One became wet, while another crumbled to dust, yet another crumpled up, while the last burned to ash. "So what does that mean, Gigi?" "It means that you have all the affinities, Naruto-kun, truly astounding," Hiruzen exclaimed with a gobsmacked expression. "Anyway, I will have an Anbu teach you Mizubunshin no Jutsu. You will have a week to master it. I will see how well you do a week from now. If you can show me that you have mastered Mizubunshin to an acceptable degree, you will pass. Now, why do not you and young Inuzuka-kun step outside so that young Yamanaka-chan can take her test? After that all of you will be free for the day." "Thanks, Gigi. Come on, dog breath, let's get out of here," Naruto said, dragging the protesting Inuzuka along with him. "What happening there?" Naruto turned his attention to the source of the voice to see Shikamaru staring at him and Kiba like a hawk. Kiba just shrugged before walking away with Akamaru sitting on his head. Naruto was about to do the same when Shikamaru placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "I know that the chakra presence was yours, Naruto. What happened?" Naruto sighed before he said, "I have more chakra than Hokage Gigi. It is a common factor in my clan. We do not have unique Kekkei Genkai or clan-specific chakra natures like yours. What we do have are our innate talent with Fuinjutsu, denser and large chakra reserves and a very strong vitality. Because of that, my Bunshin failed. I was able to create 3 good clones and 7 dead ones. Ruka-sensei asked me to channel as much of my chakra as I could. What you felt was doing as I was asked? I see, so you didn't pass. I will have to redo the ninjutsu exam a week from now after I have been taught the Mizubunshin no Jutsu from an Anbujiji will assign to teach me. See ya during team assignments. Naruto said as he walked away from the intrigued Nara. Shikamaru watched as Naruto approached Sakura before they started quietly whispering to each other. He just cocked an eyebrow before turning around and walking up to Choji. Something interesting, Ishika? Naruto and Sakura are behaving very strangely today. Either they are better shinobi that everyone gave them credit for, or something else is going on. You are just clutching at straws, Shika. Ninja are supposed to be secretive of their lives. Most civilian families do not like Naruto much, most of all Sakura's mother. They must have kept their friendship secret so that her mother did not pull her out of the academy. Now that Sakura is assured to become a kunoichi, they decided not to hide anymore. Choji said as he munched on a packet of potato chips. Hey guys, you won't believe what I heard. Ino exclaimed as she hurried over to the two along with a few of her usual female friends. Mendicus, what did you learn now, Ino? Shikamaru asked with a bored tone that went unnoticed by Ino and her friends. Naruto is part of a clan. He is the last of his clan just like Sasuke-kun, and his clan and the Senju were allied and distant cousins. He also has an affinity to all the chakra natures. Ino said with a grin causing the girls to start whispering. Shikamaru just sighed and ignored the blonde loudmouth girl. Naruto was sitting on the swing, waiting to see if Mizuki would approach him or not. As he waited, he caught Sakura's eyes and shook his head signifying that Mizuki had not approached him yet. Sakura nodded before she saw Mizuki approaching Naruto. With a couple of slight motions of her finger, she quickly told Naruto that she would meet him at the cabin before she turned and walked towards her mother, who was watching her silent conversation with Naruto. That was quite impressive, Naruto. I wish you did not have to wait one more week to pass. I know you can do it. Mizuki said with false enthusiasm, getting a nod from Naruto who acted as if he was depressed. Why so down? You didn't fail. You still have a chance to pass if you work hard this week, or you could take the secret test and pass tonight. What secret test, Mizuki-sensei? Mizuki smiled while he inwardly grinned in anticipation. The secret makeup test. It is offered to those who have failed for some reason but have great potential. With your heritage, determination, and you having all the chakra natures, I think you qualify to take the test. What do you say? Will you take the test? Then you will also become the Rookie of the Year. Naruto's eyes widened in glee as Mizuki grinned. Of course, Mizuki-sensei, I will take the test and then I will be one step closer to become Hokage. Naruto exclaimed, causing Mizuki to hide a malicious smile before he nodded in false happiness. That's great, Naruto, this is what you have to do. As Mizuki whispered something to Naruto, the boy nodded with enthusiasm, though to those who knew him well would see that he was faking it. So guys, that's it of today. If you like this story and want more, so subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Until then, bye.